Hey, good to see ya. Thanks for dropping in with me. We're going to just hang out for a spell. And we're going to tap into the energy of the fixed signs. Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus, and see what's going down in the lead up to this initiatory gateway that is coming in with the Pisces harvest moon. It is a full lunar eclipse. Certainly you all will be feeling it because of the astrological elements in play, namely Mercury square Uranus, Mars square Jupiter. We also got Saturn retrograde back into Pisces. So the collective as a whole is feeling this energy. I felt really compelled to just play it real loose with you guys. I did not prepare any of the decks. I feel like you're not prepared for what's up ahead. There is no way, ooh, yes, and this one's come out kind of in a cross position. We'll see what that is. There is no way to be prepared for what lies ahead. It's the element of the unknown that needs to be embraced at this time. So any kind of preparation is futile. You're going to be put in a situation where you have to respond in the moment. You have to do it on the fly. You're not going to anticipate what's about to come. That's what I kind of got as an initial message here. Let's see what this is. King of Gabriel. Coming in with the fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to others. You're being asked to let somebody take the lead. Trust somebody to take the lead in a situation. Maybe you're not used to that. Now, if you are a Leo rising, that makes you an Aquarius descendant. So this could be speaking strongly to those of you who are Leo risings. You may need to leave details to others. They may see more of the picture than you do right now, more of the details, more of the movable parts, something you can't grok in this moment. And this is really about you giving over and trusting, like letting go of the reins, letting somebody else lead in this regard. This is an experience that will lead to success. This person, whoever this person is, this King of Gabriel, is the Wands energy. They do have concern for others. They're being mindful about the moves they're making, and they are exercising sound judgment here. King of Gabriel coming out in the upright position here. And yes, whatever actions they're going to take is going to lead to quite an epiphany that is actually going to set things in motion. There's a transformation of the South Node energy of Virgo. And there is something very powerful happening here. This is also an epiphany that comes through shocking communication, unexpected communication. There's a lot of joy that comes through the growth that is about to be kicked off here. It is a spiritual growth process. It is a journey. And you're being asked to be a light to others. And where you seek answers, you're not going to find them outside of yourself at this time. You need to turn inwardly through meditation, inner reflection. You'll get the light that is your lamp to shine the way forward on the path ahead. There's some epiphany coming in here for you. It transforms some karmic holding pattern that's been held up in the South Node. And it brings Six of Gabriel. It brings some kind of personal victory, overcoming something that was a limitation of the past. And it says, congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. And there may be some kind of award or some kind of scholarship, some kind of grant that grows through, okay? Maybe some of you needed seed money for something. You applied for a grant. It goes through and it allows you to grow something you've had your sights set on for a while. You may have really had to navigate some territory you were unfamiliar with around that, but you learned the ropes of something. You studied, you figured it out. you used your acumen, and now there's something that's coming through, and the epiphany that you were able to actually get this seed money. Maybe you thought it wouldn't come through. It changes everything. It has you looking at your life and the way forward in a brand new way. Also, there's something you are not anticipating here, and you do need to be prepared to show up for it. So recognize that you are going to be put in a leadership position at some point where you're going to have to hold the light for others who may be having a hard time seeing it, right? This is also makes me feel like you've gotten through a particular learning cycle. As I was going to say, this energy for the fixed signs, the way it's really coming through is just playing it off the cuff, not being so planned. Becoming more mutable. I mean, it is sort of mutable territory right now with Mercury activating all these squares, okay? Things are going to start to morph here, and there's a need to respond on the fly, and something unexpected coming your way here. Ultimately, it looks really good, but you've got to let somebody else take the reins in this situation. And that may be a bit uncomfortable for you. You may be used to being the one who takes charge, who calls the shots. And it's not time for that. It's not time for that. Okay. Coming out real strong if you are Leo rising, Aquarius descendant there. But certainly, you could be dealing with the need to do this, to let go of the reins, communicating to everybody. But I do bring in astrological, like, hits, so to speak, when they come in there. I'm just picking up that energy very powerfully. Used to doing everything on your own, used to sort of projecting an image of, I got it on lock, all right? And sometimes it's okay to show vulnerability and let other people in to support you. And maybe that hasn't always felt safe, but something's changing that, okay? So let go to the unknown experience of having to have every detail about the moves somebody's making, or the choices they're making, or how they are shifting the situation. They do have concern for others, genuine concern. It's not BS. And they will do what's needing to be done in this situation. They will handle it appropriately, and I do see that. They are upright, they are generous, they are inspirational, they can be dramatic, and they are very driven, okay? So, and certainly this could be a feminine acting out of their fire too, okay? Definitely would be coming through as being more of a take charge type. Like, this is what needs to happen. This is what's going to get done. And just matter of fact, you know, giving yourself over to whatever process this is. I didn't prepare any of these decks. Normally, I prepare the decks. This deck is the Archangel Tarot, and it was really wanting to come through for you all. So we're going to open up with this. I know there's some synchronicity at play in your scene. You may, it's seen like a scene in a movie. It's like a big grand movie that's rolling out here, and things are coming to a head. I think there's a plot twist up ahead. I sort of pick up that energy here because I know that that's what's happening right now. The fixed signs are being rattled to come out of that place of being so like set. They're going to have to learn to embrace a new kind of flow, especially with Saturn retrograde back into Pisces. There's no way around that. Pisces is the north node, so we know there needs to be a merging of this kind of like more structured energy with more free flow. And how can free flow become a structure? A grounding point. There is a way. There is. You really got to grok the water. You got to be like water. Be like water. Able to take on any form. Able to meet the demands of the situation. able to fill the container of what's showing up in the present in a way that brings something through that is nurturing, something through that puts you in harmony with your intuition. All right, let's see what we got here. 5 of Gabriel. Yeah, you got a challenge coming up here. I see it. And there's a bit of a puzzle to resolve here. Puzzle pieces. Somebody may like to work with puzzles. This could be connected to somebody who seems a puzzle as well. Like, you know the pieces fit, you just don't know how. You don't have all the details yet. But there's a challenge here that you can resolve. You need to withdraw from any kind of drama at this time. So protect your space. It might be good to go into hermit mode a little bit, just for some recalibration. If you've been trying to figure out what somebody else is doing, or you've been really pressing them for communication or anything like that, because you want the answers, it's really about kind of pulling your energy back, dropping into yourself at this time, feeling what you're feeling. Have patience with yourself and those around you. Remember, whoever you're dealing with here, they have a high level of concern for others, and it's not BS. It's for real. It's genuine. All right? There could be somebody involved in this situation with the name Gabriel. Gabriella. I'm just going to bring it in because it keeps showing up, so there may be some kind of indication there. You're going to get individual messages for you all too, but I want to open up first with the Archangel Tarot here, because I feel like, yes, there's synchronicity coming in, but I also feel like there's a situation here. Yeah, you know, the way that S came out is sort of like something's in transformation, Scorpio. Something is actively in transformation right now. There's a skin being shed as we speak. There's scales falling from the eyes. Very serpentine energy here. Comes in with the sun and divine guidance, okay? Taurus energy coming in here with Leo energy. Aquarius rising again. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. See, we know you have a challenge before you, but you have the ability to rise to this challenge. This could involve a Leo, all right? Or like I said, you could be an Aquarius descendant. There's something here that you have to just blindly trust. You have to follow divine guidance when this comes through. Taurus energy here with the Hierophant energy. This is about you taking some space for a moment to unplug from a particular drama, allowing yourself to really search for your personal meaning in life and consider an alternative approach in this situation. What I'm gathering from how it's being presented is it's really hard to let go of the reins. Somebody's used to calling the shots. They're used to being in charge. They're used to giving the commands. They're used to being the one that kind of takes over in a situation, handles everything. Maybe they've always been the one who puts out the fires when everything gets stirred up. Maybe that's a role that they adopted from the time they were very young, from the time they were a child. And this is a time where it's like, no, allow somebody else to take the reins. Trust that this individual is going to use their power in a balanced way. Trust that this person has the concerns of everybody in mind, and it's genuine. This is also a time when there could be a teacher coming to your path, somebody who is going to awaken you to a new path of purpose, a new path of exploration for self-knowledge. There will be a lot of growth down this path. There will also be new community formed through this path, this energy coming in here. Ace of Raphael on the bottom of the deck. This is like an Ace of Cups. Work with your breath at this time, okay? One breath at a time. Pranayama is very restorative for you, okay? When you encounter the stuck places, just sort of like breathe into the space and let the breath create a little bit of room, a little bit of breathing room. You could say you really will find that when you focus on where you're feeling the tension in your body and you breathe into it, it dissolves. Sometimes you get emotional release, okay? I think what's up ahead for you is really positive, and it's inviting you into expansion, but it requires you to move into a space that you have trouble with. And it seems like it's a space where you really like completely let go and give yourself over to another here, to trust that they will hold you, to trust that they can hold the space for you, to trust that they're not going to abandon you, to trust that they're going to listen. It's like Ace of Cups energy. And it's a positive experience for you, but it's a new emotional experience. This brings a lot of fulfillment, though, especially in romantic relationships. And this is a time of deep and lasting spiritual insight for you. You might want to call in Archangel Raphael if you are needing some support with your healing. You might want to work with the green gamma ray. I felt really called to bring in a lot of green for you all. You might really find a lot of balancing in places where you can be surrounded by greenery. I also felt called to put on brown today and gold tones, amber tones too. I'm wearing my amber ring. So there's something about this, about connecting with tree medicine, maybe doing forest bathing, really earthing the energy at this time. The energy that's stirring everything up is Mercury, but it's in Virgo. Mercury went into Virgo, not only its ruler, but also its place of exaltation. So yes, there's a square here, but if we work with Mercury, Mercury will work with us. Mercury will help us handle the unexpected. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. Gemini also is ruled by Mercury. Definitely communications involved here. I feel like a lot of the earth energies want to communicate with you too. And if you go outside and if you allow yourself to ground out and you listen, the path will rise up out of the proverbial woods, so to speak. You'll find your way out of the dark wood to the clearing. We know there is a real, like, maybe an encountering of the unknown, encountering a fear, and really needing to dissolve the fear through radical trust, giving oneself over to another. But it brings a beautiful new beginning, okay? Beautiful new beginning. All right, I'm going to do a cover deck here because there's other decks I want to bring in on this collected download. And I didn't prepare any of these decks. I'm doing it on the fly. Normally I like clear out the old energy and I, shuffle it up and cut the deck, and I'm like, no. I just heard no when I dropped in to get the message for you all. No, work the hand you got. Whatever energy was in play back there, it's relevant now. Work with the hand you got. There's something about that. No, we're not going to clean it up, okay? We're going to let it be a little bit messy. We're going to sit with it. We're going to ground out with it. We're going to bang a drum while we move through it. We're going to connect to that pulse, that heartbeat. I was thinking about it earlier. Tapotment, is a really wonderful way to stimulate the lymph, but it also breaks up tension. Like if you're getting into a breathing practice where you're noticing where you're getting these feelings coming up in your body, like when you do feel activated, where is it landing in your physical body? And if you bring some Tapotment in, not only does it stimulate the lymph and it helps like dissolve the holding pattern there, but it has a rhythm. It And right here on the sternum, it's great for dissolving grief and fear. Go ahead and try it. Ah, it feels good. It feels good. It clears energy out, and it also creates a response where your whole nervous system calms down. You instantly feel it. You got so much major lymph through this area, so there's something about that too, okay? Dissolve the tension a little bit. Look at that, Knight of Raphael. Then you will really be able to take this cup that's being offered and the emotional opportunity that's available and move forward with it with power, in power. This is about a relationship. This is about some significant relationship that's about to come in and really change the course of your life. It's going to sweep you off your feet. And for some of you, this is coming in through a romantic relationship, or it's going to a whole other level with your partner if you've been with somebody for a long time. It's a real breakthrough moment. It comes through quite unexpected. The experience, the dimensions of the relationship have expanded. They're not in a box anymore. There's a new kind of free flow there. It's creative, it's cathartic, it's activating, it's enlivening, okay? This could be a spiritual teacher, somebody that just comes in and just in one moment just reaches deep into the heart of your soul and shows you the diamond that's been there the whole time, and your heart fire ignites and suddenly you're on fire with passionate purpose and you're diving deep. You're diving all the way in. With the green energy coming in, some of you may be feeling really drawn to green Tara. Green Tara is a Dakini that gets things done. Green Tara always has the right foot forward because she's active. She's active. She sets things in motion. But there's also the medicine of Green Tara that's really issuing the support and saying, I am here to help you. So call on me. So there is something here about that energy really coming forward for you all to allow someone else to take the lead here. Whatever is happening here, there's something that's going to stir the heart. It awakens the heart. It awakens the butterflies in the heart space. I'm like seeing butterflies emerge from the heart. And they're like spiraling around. They almost look like DNA spiraling around. Some of you could be dealing with air signs in relation to this. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's really beautiful energy. Let's see what's on the other side of the split. You're 2 of Gabriel. And it opens up the road for 2. And look, you're going on a walk together. A walk and having a nice long talk. You're getting to the other side of a storm. And you have a different perspective of a situation. Really beautiful. It's like both of you have that hermit staff. Both of you have gone through a real process of stepping into your wisdom here. And there's something within that individual experience that you have to share with each other. Whatever this is, as you come together with this individual, you're going to have more bold choices available to you. They may feel a bit ambitious. You may bump up against your fear at times in relation to that. If so, bang a drum, okay? Clear the energy out. Clear the energy out of your body. You got this, okay? Great progress is possible. And the relationships that are coming in for you now, these are important people. These are star mates. They are the ones who join you on the other side of that gateway of initiation that comes in with that harvest moon, which is Sunday. Okay, it's just around the corner here. But something's about to become very, very clear. All right, I want to get just a few more cards here for you all, and then we'll see what wants to present itself for your individual. Oh, I'm kind of drawn to that. I mean, we may go there. That is a little bit different. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what elements you're working with this week, okay? Got the Infinite Tarot here. 7 of Water, poetry, okay? Musing energy coming in. I mean, it's a wonderful way to work with what you're feeling too. Sometimes it's best expressed poetically. As I'm saying this, I'm looking in the sky and there's a cloud here that's forming the letter J. So that could be significant to someone. All right. J, you need to express yourself poetically, maybe lyrically. Maybe there's something that needs to be expressed in a more creative way because it's hard to put it within a logical sort of framework. Just open up to that, see what happens there. Water. Be like water, just let it flow. I think this is like a lot of bardic. That's how it feels to me. It feels like a bardic energy coming in. Yes, I like the bardic energy a lot. I'm initiated onto a bardic path. The 3rd road of fairy is a bardic path, and I love that energy. So this does feel like a little bit of glamour to me as well. So make it a beautiful place for you and others. Create beauty around you and others. You can do that. You can do it. And if you don't know how to do it, go outside and hang out in nature, with the greenery, with the earth, in spaces of beauty. And they'll teach you. They'll teach you how to do that. All right, let's see what elements are coming in here. Earth family, yes, Sister Earth. Sister Earth, brother. You know, we'll help you bring this energy together so that you can really, you know, get things flowing here. There could be an earth sign that is an ally to you. We did have Virgo come in here. That could be Capricorn, okay? Of course, Taurus, you are an earth sign. So I think this is coming through very strongly for you. But there's something about this, like create beauty around your family, your soul family, your community, the people that you're close to. There's something about this. You actively playing that role. And let's get some more energy coming in here. What elements are the fixed signs working with? And even if you're not a fixed sign, if you're encountering a place of sort of like blockage in your life where you're feeling really fixed and you're having trouble moving into the mutability, this is how you can really overcome those squares, okay? Yeah, that makes sense. The squares are very fixed. That's the problem, you know, we got to break down the boxes and then there's more space to maneuver. I feel like that's kind of what this is. So when I think of boxes, it may be breaking down boxes, you know. Maybe you were planning on moving and you're like, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm not going to move. I'm going to do what I haven't done before. I'm really going to root in here, man. I'm really going to root in here. Fire family, fire matter. Interesting. There's a lot of power in the earth. I do feel like there's this moment of release here, okay? I am seeing something that may put you like a little bit in survival mode with the shark medicine there, but there's also the piece here that you know how to navigate this territory. You know how to keep moving, even when there's a wake-up call. Tsunami medicine is all about a wake-up call. Something comes into our life and it uproots everything and it changes the landscape. But we know new land is forming here because that's what happens when the volcano erupts, when there's this release of pressurized energy. That magma flows into the sea and it forms new topography. It forms new land. So this is going to create a new way forward. For some of you, there could be a Hawaii connection coming in. I got Fiji. I'm hearing Sweden too. There could be a connection with property or something around this, all right? Don't worry. There will be peace at home. You will be able to root something here. There's peace and love around you. Dove medicine, you'll receive news of this. May involve a dog, okay? May involve a dog. Good news, peace, love, healing. Something's grounded, something's rooted here. It may feel like a little heaven sent. The dove medicine coming in, all right? So again, earthy energy when you're dealing with something that's taking you for an emotional ride, when you're dealing with something that, you know, it's intense. Earth it. It's coming in so strongly. Look, earth it. Remember. Solar system. Be at the center of it all. Be at the center of it all. It's all about earthing the energy and creating beauty, as much beauty you can around whatever experience you're dealing with. Even if it's painful, even if it's challenging, create as much beauty and honor and reverence as you can around the experience. Make even more reason to make every moment precious, every moment count. Every moment you can of whatever you're moving through, filled with grace. It's how we move through grace, through crisis. I do have, it's coming through, so I'm going to bring it in on my blog, rootsayurveda.blogspot.com. If you go up in the top left-hand corner, you'll see the little hamburger there. And if you go into the archives, I have a course. It is free. It is free to everybody. There's no obligation for anything, no email list you have to provide, nothing. It's something that I felt compelled to do and offer as a seva. And it's called Grace in Crisis, and it is a course using Ayurvedic principles to move through crisis with grace, how to give over to the experience. And it has step-by-step focus. There's like a 6-week focus, and it just makes it very simple, nothing major, how to keep yourself grounded and move through something like that with grace and to give over the reins. And I feel like that's this kind of experience here, okay? So if you are going through something like that, I encourage you to tap into that. It'll provide you with a lot of support. I have quite a bit of experience moving through these territories that I'm shared through those courses that was passed down to me through my teachers. And I have done work as an Ayurvedic practitioner, and I've done work in Panchakarma. I also have a lot of experience working alongside medical professionals doing transformational body work. Did that for like 30 years of my life. So I think that I have a little something I can share that can be supportive for you if you want to receive it. And it was passed down to me from my teachers that I'm very grateful for. Deanna Batdorf was my teacher, the Dhyana Center for Ayurveda, and so grateful for what she passed on to me. So I've had many teachers. I could go on and on. But there's also something about this too, okay? Being grateful for your teachers. Sivan Gar too. It's a very dear teacher of mine who taught me how to move through life with grace, how to move into expansion with grace, okay? You are at the center of it all. It's all about the quality of space you hold around the experience and around your feelings as you're moving through it. Okay, look at this beautiful Three of Earth, home. It's what's carrying you home to your heart. There is a very clear message that's coming through here that you really need to hear about your home is preserved, okay? Your home is stable. You have belonging here, all right? This keeps coming in, so I'm going to speak to it. And yes, look, there is something that is coming to a close here with 8 of Fire. The sun is going down, but there's going to be a new cycle that opens on the other side. So just trust what is about to emerge on the other side of what's closing. It may seem a bit of fantasy, but there is somebody that you're coming into alignment with here, and it's quite a magical connection. Look at that, the sweetness of the bloom. We got the rose there. 6 of Water. This is somebody you are meant to connect with. And there may be something about it that feels like it's otherworldly, or how did this even happen? Okay. There's something beautiful that's occurring here. And like I said, this could be coming through a renewed relationship. This could be coming through a lover. This could be coming through a very significant person who maybe will act as a muse in your life. Maybe you'll create something together. Maybe your connection is musing. It's amusing too. Maybe it brings a lot of joy, a lot of laughter into your life. It feels a bit fantasy, but no, it's reality. There's transformation here. It could be a teacher as well. Somebody that's guiding you through a transformation, or you may be called on to play that role for another, right? And we got Butterfly Clan here hanging out in the backdrop. So again, you could be dealing with an air sign in relation to this, but this looks like really good energy. And there is something very healing here. Something that brings a lot of peace. So I think you'll understand what this is and who this person is that you're in alignment with by the time you arrive at the new moon in Libra that comes in on the 21st of October. Okay, that's a whole new initiatory cycle that comes after the judgment with this harvest moon. And that will be kicked off by the new moon in Virgo, the second new moon in Virgo on the 21st. Okay, so that's the next portal. We're not quite there yet. But as I was talking about that, a little spider crawled across these goddess guidance cards. So I'm going to take the top card here. It might give us a detail about what's in play, what creative cycle is weaving the threads of fate here. Ooh, Kuan Yin, compassion. Oh, very beautiful energy. Very soft, soft healing energy. Her energy is really connected to white Tara too. So these energies coming in, white Tara, green Tara, Kuan Yin, having compassion. It says release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. So this is bringing in more softening energy. And as I bring that in, I'm kind of picking up that it would be really helpful for you to maybe work with some kind of softening stone. I mean, selenite is wonderful for softening, also clearing energy, keeping energy clear. It's of the earth. It's another way that you can connect with the earth. Also, rose quartz is lovely too. And desert rose is another form of gypsum. Selenite is a form of gypsum. It has a little bit of a different quality. I say that because the rose really came through strongly in that card. And it does evoke a little bit more of an earthiness to it. It has a little bit of a different influence. So I got desert rose too, okay? As you clear your energy here. All right. And I'm going to do one round here of what I call the Fairy Tarot, but it's actually the Paulina Tarot. Look at this. See, there's some kind of healing. There's some kind of healing. There's some kind of celebration with the Three of Cups here. So let's see what this is about. And then I think what I'm going to use is the Sacred Rebels Oracle to get your individual reads. All right. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, what is coming in here? Fairy. So we definitely have, like, the earth energies are really wanting to commune with you and connect with you. So invite them in. But I also think the Dakini energy is sort of the mirror of the fairy realm. You know, they're like the mirror of that, only more of a celestial kind of influence, more of a ether sort of influence, but they absolutely can very much work in partnership with each other. And that's why it's important to look up. Don't just connect with the earth, but look up at the sky, because there's a lot of messages coming in through the sky, especially with that mercurial quality. Remember, Mercury does have those winged shoes, okay? So the pathway emerges out of thin air. The pathway arises out of spontaneous thought, out of spontaneous inspiration, synchronicities, guidance. Go this way, you know, talk to this person, look over at that bush, you know. And when you really give yourself over to it and you allow it to flow like that, you find you get all the puzzle pieces to put together the picture that you're trying to see, but you just don't understand how it comes together. So also just beginner's mind, and let nature teach you here. Okay. So what is coming in here for the fixed signs? Well, are you ready to dance your way forward? Are you ready to cut yourself down, Hangman? Ready to move forward in a new way? Done contemplating your navel, allowing the illumination to come? I feel like you'll be there once we hit that place of that Pisces harvest moon. Yes, that's when the gateway opens. I'm seeing like a gateway on the clouds there. It looks like one of those gateways that symbolize the Tao, the way. At first it looked like a bat, and then it shifted. So there's like rebirth energy here. You're about to move into a new cycle. All right. So yeah, Dakini medicine coming in pretty strongly. Skywalker energy. Tap into what's up above. We've got Three of Pentacles in reverse. There is some association here that's being sacrificed, right? A lot of you are going through changes in your associations. People where you used to feel a lot of synergy, there's not synergy anymore. And that may feel a little bit like coming undone when you recognize, wow, that connection point isn't there anymore. But it's just meant to happen so something can come together in a new way. So you know the right place to put your time, your energy, focus, what is worthy of your protection and your nurturing as you plant this new seed for your future. And it's just at the starting point. But what I like about this Knight of Pentacles is that it promises to bear fruit. Also, a strong earth sign energy coming in with this. So this does make me think of Taurus. This does make me think of the work that you do. So there could be leaving behind an old way of work, and it may have served its purpose for a while, but it's time to head in a new territory, maybe something that does feel a little bit more whimsical or magical, or something that is really outside of the box of what you have been doing. And it's really time to give yourself over to this so it can grow the way it wants to. What's been missing is sort of the investment there, okay? Earth sign energies could be in the mix as well, beyond just Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? Play key roles in this situation. All right, any more details in relation to this? Any more details in relation to this for the fixed signs? I'm going to do one more round and then a cut of the deck, and then we'll move on to your individuals. All right. Yeah, you're absolutely pulling out investment from one quarter and you're heading in another direction. You will be heading toward wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups, but it does require you to walk away from something that you did invest a lot of time and energy in. We got butterfly there again, butterfly leading you forward here. So we also got rabbit. So there's a little bit of fear connected to this, a little bit of fear crossing over this bridge to really invest in this direction. Now it looks like a swan here in the clouds. Swans are the medicine of grace. When I think of the swan too, I always think of the story of the ugly duckling as well. So maybe something, some situation, some option at one point, it seemed tarnished, or there was something about it that had been tainted by the past, or I heard tainted love. Okay, there may have been like some kind of perspective of it where the experience seemed ugly. It didn't seem appealing. It didn't seem attractive. And really there's like a recognition here of, well, what really was creating that sort of glamour on that situation were my fears. And this is recognizing I need to move away from my fear, and I need to kind of get over the experiences of the past, the reflections of the past, to see how this road has gone through a transformation here. For some of you, there could be like a little revisitation to digest something that was not digested previously. I say that with the alligator kind of appearing in the clouds out there, right? Alligator medicine is about what's submerged, what you may not see right now, because the waters are a little murky. The waters being the emotions being a little murky, maybe feeling like the intuition is a little bit murky, which can be clarified by going out, resting, you know, resting in nature, and getting that reflection in the sky. You know, the sky is reflected in the water. Air is in the water. There can't be water without air, H2O. So there's something about that too, you know. When you do that, you'll find that your waters will harmonize internally. There will be a clarity that comes through the emotions. The waterway will open up intuitively. You'll come on board. You'll really feel like you tap into the synchronicities. You'll know what to do. You'll know what's true and what to do. But this is really about not having it all like plotted out, planned out ahead of time. It's about going on the journey. And you are walking away from something here. You are. You're leaving something behind. You're facing your fears. And you're being guided forward by the butterfly. Some of you are dealing with an air sign. You're heading in this direction. There's something about confronting a fear here. But it could involve a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. All right, let me do a cut of the deck to cap this off, and then we'll get into your individuals. Yeah, see, it's confronting the fears of the past. There could be a Leo connected to this. Leo, you know, you actually, Leo, you might be sort of like trailing behind someone, you know. It is kind of coming through that way. You got somebody feeling like you're trailing behind them. It may be time to let somebody go. Is there a fear of letting somebody go? Is there a fear of letting something from the past go? There could be a Leo connected to this situation, but this is about confrontation of the fears. This is something that is lingering from the past. It could be a ghost of regret, or it could be something that, you know, you're having a hard time laying to rest. It could be something that haunts you a bit. Leo energy around this. You could be an Aquarius rising. The fears are illusions. There's a need to allow these fears to fall away, which can only happen if you walk away from something and you open the road here. Take the initiative. right? Travel light. Take the leap of faith. Full energy coming in here. Aquarian energy also, I often see it as Aries energy too, because Aries is the 0 point that gets the whole wheel of fortune, so to speak, the whole zodiac wheel moving. And we do have Mars square Jupiter here, right? So, oh, I see. It's scary to let go of control. It's scary to let somebody else lead. Some of you in Aquarius is leading you, or in Aries is leading you. It scares the bejesus out of you. Oh yeah, you're conflicted about it. With the 5 of Wands, conflicted about it. You underestimate them, Page of Wands, Sagittarian energy. You feel that they don't have what it takes to lead, to protect. They absolutely do. Just because they look at things differently than you, well, they hold quite a bit of power to transform what's hiding in the dark. Page of Wands there, coming in there, Sagittarian energy. With the dragon medicine, strong the Sagittarian energy, holding power wisely, has an Ace of Wands, knows how to use it to activate transformation in this situation, knows what they are doing. They carry the medicine of the owl. Not just any owl, great horned owl, warrior spirit owl. Knows how to defend to the end what's worthwhile, okay? Using their magic wisely. Owl medicine is also magic. Somebody is working with their magic. It's being mused from the ether, from the air, from the Dakini realm. They are not needing to look in a book. It's coming through them spontaneously. Look. It's like the miraculous chalice flowing into them, musing, inspiration, all this beauty that they're drawing down. They're drawing it down to share. Do you see? 6 of Pentacles. This person has best interests at heart. What's on the other side here? 3 of Pentacles. Do you see? That's the alchemy work. That's the alchemy work. That's beautiful. That's holding it in balance. I love that. I love the way that came through. Really cool energy coming in with this fixed sign read. Okay, so we are going to dive into this. And we're going to open up first with Leo at 5247. 711. 5247. There's some luck coming in here. You also might find a little bit of Dharma at a 7-Eleven, at the convenience store. Look for spiritual experiences in ordinary places. As Dan Millman once said, there are no ordinary moments. You may meet a Socrates type. You may meet a spiritual teacher that comes in the most mundane form. It can be just a flicker in time. It can be just a moment. It may be something far more enduring than you anticipate. It may change the trajectory of your life more than you expect. Ooh. Interesting opening right there. Dan Millman, Way of the Peaceful Warrior. If you haven't read it, great, great book to read. Just to really, even just like refresh the consciousness. Get back to that beginner's mind. And I feel like it's something very relatable. On the spine of that book, it says a book that changes lives. And that book does change people's lives. It really does. It's a book that is quite magical, and it sets people out on a spiritual journey. So if you have read that book before, you might want to read it again. It's always good to refresh the memory, to take it back to just a real simple state of things. Nothing needs to be complicated. There's something there, but I do feel like you got a really interesting experience coming in here, and it's awakening a brand new vision. Something about this meeting activates your purpose. It's the shock of the new. It moves you out of the crossroads. This is a connection that could be a creative connection. There could be something you create with this person. It's the seeds of the future. It's your field of dreams. This could be somebody you're making music with. There could be some kind of production aspect to this. There could be a musician you're connecting to. There's happiness around this. I also feel like you may be using your voice in a new way. You're expressing yourself differently. You're expressing yourself from a more heartfelt place. You're letting stuff that used to be concealed in your heart rise up and be spoken. And it's also changing the fabric of your reality. You're starting to notice that your words hold a lot of power. You're noticing that you can choose what you want to weave into being. You can speak words that can create drama. You can speak words that can create blockages. You can speak words that shut people down, that close down avenues. Or you can speak words that speak love into existence, healing into existence, creativity into existence. You can speak words that open up any previously closed door. You can speak beauty into your world. It could be a Gemini connected with this, or life path 6. Okay, or somebody ruled by Venus as well. So Libra, Taurus, okay? It could be coming through for Taurus really strongly too. Focus on the light. Do you see? Look, the sunflower comes through again. This is what you need to do to cross that bridge. You got to focus on the light. Move your psychology out of the shadows where you're fixating on fears or worries about what may happen, or even if you're just tuning into stuff. It's like bringing your energy down or making you feel very fearful about what could happen. Instead, be really present and see the beauty in the moment. Focus on that. That's a seed for your future. And every time you spot a little moment and you treat it as such, where you're cluing in on the seed of potential there, something truly beautiful grows. See, look at how there's an eye that's formed from focusing on the light. This offers protection. And every single seed in the seed head of that sunflower can grow fields of sunflowers. And every time I think of the sunflower, I always think of the sun, your ruling planet. And I think of the happiness of casting off the shadows and being like a babe, brand new, like looking at the world brand new, seeing everything with wonder and looking at all this beauty of those sunflowers in the backdrop that have grown, that have come to fruition. How? By turning their face to the sun. These sunflowers turn their face to the sun. They let the light guide them forward. There's something about this. You need daylight. You need to get outside. Go outside. Go for a walk. If you've been cooped up, this is really important here. But the wheel of fortune is about to turn, and it's going to change things for you. We got 10 energy coming in here. Brand new beginning, turning of the wheel. It's going to be the beginning of your field of dreams. Your happiness coming into view. But you really have to guard this light. Guard it vigilantly. Nurture it by your focus, okay? Because the fears that rise up out of the shadow will always try to gain a stronghold over your consciousness, to limit you. And a lot of those are just rooted in old conditioning. They're rooted in the programming of the matrix. They're rooted in experiences we've had before where we opened up to the experience and then we experienced something negative, right? But a lot of times we experience something negative as our first lesson. Do we have the ability to expand even within the negativity, to not personalize it, but to understand what it's reflecting back at us? And a lot of that can be very foundational. It can come from our childhood. A lot of you are healing really deep stuff that goes back to your childhood. There's happiness on the other side of this. There is a way forward. Really clue into what you feel, because you feel and you know. And it's bringing you into alignment. And it's also bringing you into alignment with a very important person on your path. I also feel like it's bringing you into alignment with your path of purpose here. 4 energy, the Emperor. But this may be a person that holds more power than you do, maybe materially, in some kind of practical way. And there's a need to kind of like let down your guard. Let this person call the shots. They have everybody's best interests at heart. They could be a Sagittarius. They could be an Aries. All right? It could be a feminine. It says she feels, she knows. All right? So there's something here. She feels, she knows. What came out there? Something in reverse. See? But this is still hanging out in the South Node. This is coming in with the number 12. That's Pisces. House of Pisces. The blind spot. What's not seen. So you got to dive down for the light first. That's what I'm seeing here. It is that dive of Persephone. She does that, you know. She does that in the fall. She eats some of those pomegranate seeds and she goes down to visit Hades. And she does that dance where she integrates the taboo. She integrates her shadow. She looks at everything there and she rises up again in the spring. And her mother, Demeter, is so pleased that the land becomes very verdant. Everything grows again. There's growth here. But see, this is not the time for that yet. There's something you're transmuting here. There's a deep dive here. You're diving deep for light. There is light to be found in your subconscious. This can even be reclaiming gifts that you have, talents, abilities, things that you have stored away for too long, things you need to bring back up to the surface because they're the essence of who you are. Once you do this, then you'll recognize you do have a journey ahead, and it's something that lifts your heart. It also turns your face to the sun. Right now, you're in the hangman position, okay? That energy will turn around. There could be a Pisces connected to this. Every journey starts with a single step. There's butterflies here. Again, butterflies here. Air clan on the medicine wheel. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could factor into this situation. There's some kind of hidden element here, something that's not seen, but will be provided through kind of just like allowing somebody else to take the lead. They have the best interests at heart. You'll see. And then you'll get the illumination you need that has you investing in a journey at the appropriate time. But you got to travel light. You can't carry a bunch of heaviness with you forward in this next chapter. Doesn't it look like a book, like the bindings on a book too? Okay. This is a new chapter that's about to emerge, but it's not here yet. When it comes, it'll shock you. All right, let me do a cut of the deck. Cap this off for you. What is already with you? Look, the butterflies come through. You're about to get your wings, like you're about to emerge from a chrysalis state. There's a transformation that's happening here, coming in with the number 17. Strong Aquarian energy. So you certainly could be a Leo rising, all right, as well. What's already with you? There's something that is already with you that you're supposed to use to enact this transformation. And what I see here is letting go and opening up to receive. I mean, this almost looks like an Ace of Cups. So maybe you can spend some time in a little bit of meditative space like this with, you know, this mudra, you could say, held right in front of your heart when you're out in nature, and just ask for what is needed for transformation to pour into you. You can even rise it up. You can rise it up. You can join it like this. Pinkies, thumbs together to form like a lotus flower at the crown to pour into you too. So it's a beautiful, simple meditation, but that kind of coming in there. Yeah, I feel like this is the phase where you're just waiting. You're waiting to come out of the chrysalis state, and it's going to happen. butterfly medicine again. And there's hints of a rose here, okay? So this might be just at the tail end of embracing some thorns. And the new growth from what gets pruned away, coming in with the number 6 again, 24-6 here. So you could be dealing with a Gemini, or again, you could be dealing with someone of the Venusian persuasion. You could be dealing with a Libra. You could be dealing with a Taurus in connection to this. You could have strong placements in either of those signs. Be dealing with a life path 6. Okay. This is new birth. It needs to be guarded vigilantly. It's just at the beginning. All right. So I feel like this emergence point is coming in real soon for you, and it will transform your world. Okay. Scorpio. Let's dive into it, Scorpio. What is the energy coming in for Scorpio at 10602? The beginning of the path opening for 2, for you and another, for you and a true direction that you are meant to invest in and explore. What is this coming through for Scorpio in this lead up to the harvest full moon, this lunar eclipse energy? Total eclipse of the heart. Total eclipse of the heart, which you can't see in the heart space. You will see with absolute clarity by the time you arrive at the hunter's moon, which will be totally illuminated. There is no eclipse energy connected to it, and it's going to be in the sign of Aries. It could be an Aries connection to this. Also, it's something that affects you personally. I think of Aries, I think of the first house. Okay, right now you can't see something. It's eclipsed. You'll understand it more. You'll understand where to put your focus, what action to take by the time you arrive at the hunter's moon in October. Okay, let's see what this is for Scorpio. Bottom of the deck. Yes, in the meantime, get out into some greenery, spend some time with the trees, do a little forest bathing, earth your energy, you know, walk with your bare feet on the grass, sit with a tree, sit on the roots of a tree, allow your back to rest against the trunk and let it just hold space for you and breathe with it. Okay, number 30 coming in here. The perfection of your life. Everything is happening beneath the surface right now, Scorpio. Okay, you can feel it though. You know that something is about to unfold. You can feel the light building. You can feel that it is ready to break through the ground and create the transformation in your life. So get really rooted in here. So you're ready to step into the unfoldment, because this is moving into some kind of expansion. Number 3, Empress energy coming in there. Libra, Taurus energy coming in with the Empress. Also, this could be connected to you really stepping into your creative power for some of you. This is birthing. This could be pregnancy for some, I'm getting, and readying oneself for this. Maybe it's your first child and you're really preparing yourself for this birth. I also feel there's something new that's being birthed here, and it could be something that you're getting ready to share, a path of purpose you're ready to step on. This could be something that you've been preparing for a while and it's about to break ground. This could also be breaking ground. I don't know why I got that. Like maybe building a home, laying down the foundation for a home, this energy coming in. Whatever this is, whatever's happening here, it's perfection. It's exactly as it needs to be, okay? there's a gift attached to this that you'll come to see in time as this unfolds, right? It's not unfolding yet. You're just feeling the energy of it. I think you sense this. I think you sense some kind of transformation on its way, something brewing beneath the surface. At times you may have your hackles up around it because you're not quite sure what it is, but it's actually something really beautiful. It's the lotus. You're getting to the other side of moving through the mud and the muck. No mud, no lotus, you know? So whatever is moving into expansion here is beautiful. It's perfection, and it happens in its appropriate timing. So you might want to do some work around just like really opening to the experience. You might want to work with Kuan Yin since she came out in the opening read, or maybe work with Tara. Maybe do some meditation, do some mantra, do some yoga. Okay, just inviting in that energy. Listen to some hertz frequencies. Just create space to drop in. Maybe pull out a yoga mat and don't have a plan, you know, just put on some soothing music or some mantras and let your body tell you what to do. Yes, because it's what's already with you. You have the keys to transformation inside of you. So this is about allowing yourself to just really drop in with yourself. There's so much you'll get when you drop in with yourself. So much you'll get. There's a transformation underway. There could be an Aquarius connected to this. There could be an air sign connected to this. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Whatever this is, though, I do feel like it aligns with your North Node. Okay? There's a process of unfoldment here. It reveals its potential in layers, okay? It's not something that happens in one fell swoop. It's a process, and it's not quite here yet. It hasn't broken through the ground of your reality yet, but it will. It's brewing. You're tapping into it energetically, though. You sense it. You sense it, and here's the spider hanging out. Yeah, you sense it. Just like a spider can feel like the reverberation in the threads of the web that's woven. Yeah, you can feel it too. Your opportunity will come. And that just went and covered and crossed over that spider. Hope you're okay, spider. Yeah, just still hanging out there. Look at it. New birth, guarded vigilantly. So yes, the sweetness of the bloom will soon arrive. And it looks like really for this transformation to take place, what I'm seeing here for you is it's about sort of clearing out outside distraction, really tuning in, listening to your heart, right? Just giving yourself an opportunity to breathe, meditate, you know. There's a lot of this like kind of internalized energy. There's pearls that come through this. There's pearls of wisdom that come through this for you. There's a very deep alchemical process that's happening here. And it's about to liberate you from a cycle that you've been in for a long time, where you felt like you had no way to explore any other options, or there wasn't like a clear direction forward, and a direction forward is going to become abundantly clear here. And whatever this is, it does align you with your North Node. A lot of butterfly symbolism coming through here, so I am thinking also butterfly effect. You know, something starts out small, but it has like an effect that's felt everywhere, all right? It's expansive. This, with the web, you know, piece coming in, this could even be something that you're doing online. This could be a community of people that you're tapping into, a group of people you're connecting with, a new community you're forming here. This has a ripple effect, whatever is being set in motion here. But it's just like the inception point. So you have to guard this vigilantly. For those of you that are having a baby, I just want to touch on this. You may want to create space to just keep yourself calm, because there might be stuff in your environment that's distracting you a little bit. I hear Ted. One moment. Hey, baby, come on in. Hey, you want to join me? Okay, sweetheart. All right. Go ahead and relax, sweetheart. What a good boy. Okay? Yeah. Also, if you have a child, maybe create a little time to just like drop in with your child. There might be something that they need to communicate to you. There might be something that they're needing, or you can sense there's something they're holding inside. And it's very important. Maybe your child has just started opening up too, maybe sharing some of their emotions about some difficult things. And it's important. Or there could be a young person in your life as well. You could be kind of playing a mentorship role here, but I feel like it's really important to really guard this new birth, this new energy in them vigilantly, really create a safe space that allows them to feel safe dropping in. And in this case where you're playing this role, there might be something about maybe you teaching them, like maybe working with them. Let's close our eyes and let's breathe into our bodies. Oh, what do you feel in your body? What does it feel like? And you can even describe it, give it a color, give it a sensation, give it a temperature, and, you know, kind of teach them how to hold space for the sensations in their body. Maybe envision them in a new way. Help them breathe into those spaces. So there's something coming through like this. Some of you may feel called to do work, healing with children specifically. It's kind of coming through. Or you might be drawn to work as a doula or something along those lines. This is really beautiful energy here. Okay. There's also something new that you're about to birth through you. It could be something creative. It's rising up out of the experiences that you've been through. It has a ripple effect. It's something that'll give a lot of people hope. And I feel like it's the best part out of the difficulties that you've gone through in your life is extracted here. It's all these pearls of wisdom to be shared. All right. Let's see, Life Path 6 coming in there, Life Path 8, Aquarian energy. Say the House of Virgo here too, the House of Scorpio here. Any of these characters could be connected to your situation. Libra, Taurus, Aquarius. All right, any other details here? Well, it might shock you a little bit that what you want wants you too. You're both spiraling this into creation, whether you recognize it or not. It might be shocking to you. This might be the surprise that's coming your way. And that might just really blow the boxes out of the, out of the stratosphere there. There's no more boxes. It's wide open. Anything's possible. Wide open. That song, Raphael Sadiq. I love that song. It's so good. You got me wide open. And I'm feeling it. So baby, keep it coming. You might want to drop in with that song. I'll post a link to it. It's that. It's like really wanting to open up to something. It wants to open up to you too. And don't take it so myopically, okay? It doesn't just have to be about a romantic relationship. This also could be about a path, something you really want to explore, something you feel really pulled to do. And this thing stretches you wide open, but you're feeling it. Even though it can be intense at times, you're like, keep it coming, man. Because yeah, this is mana. This is feeding me. It's shocking. It's shocking when you recognize that something that you just kind of seem to have plucked out of the ether is a diamond you're holding in your hands. Diamond in the rough. That may be where it is now, but you'll see soon that what you create here becomes impenetrable as the diamond. Some of you are being drawn to the diamond path. Some of you are being drawn to the diamond path. Tantric path. Vajrayana path. Okay, this energy coming in. You're about to get that lightning bolt of awakening, like the initial opening of the road, so to speak. Scorpio energy, your energy very strong. Aries energy coming in there. Aquarian energy coming in there. What you want wants you. Okay? Beautiful. This is moving on up. So after the deep dive, there is moving on up into the light and the expansion here. Oh, I love this. There, every journey begins with a single step. So you're ready to step into the light. When this call comes, you're ready to step into the light. You're traveling light. And there's a book here. So I don't know. Are you doing a book tour? Are you sharing something? Are you hitting the road to share something? A workshop perhaps? A message you have to share? Go on a journey to connect with other community here with all those butterflies flitting about. Okay. This could be journeying west. Butterfly clan is associated with the west direction on the medicine wheel. This could be connected to an air sign. And this also could involve, you know, something that gets closed out or needs to get closed out the right way as well. Closed out because a new chapter opens. You could be going somewhere to close something out because a new chapter opens. You might be surprised where you're going. You might think, ooh, 1:20 to 11 on the clock with that. You might be surprised where you're going. You might think you have an idea where you're going. Oh, no, dream bigger, I just heard. Dream bigger. Okay. Let's do a cut the deck because that's a pretty potent message. That's a lot to sit with right there. What do we got? Look at this. Something is coming in. Spirals of manifestation are coming in on the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Look at all the spiral energy. Meditation point. The spiral is a meditation point for you. You might want to even use it as like a mandala kind of focus, the spiral. Or perhaps you want to do the spiral dance. The spiral dance is a dance that really speaks of the process of all things sort of spiraling into the center, and then we find ourselves at the center and everything spirals out from that. So this is you at the center of it all. There is something that you're creating here. There's an inspiration that's coming in. There's a new cycle that's opening here. 18 energy. You'll understand what this is on the other side of the harvest moon. Pisces connection there. Currently it's a blind spot, okay? And even at the point of the harvest moon, I think what you're really going to experience is you're going to understand what is coming to a close. And you're going to have signs that there's something new brewing here, but I don't think you really know quite what that is until you arrive at the hunter's moon in Aries. Because that's going to be full on, full moon, all lights on in the room, no eclipse energy there, and it will be very, very clear. First, there is a wheel that needs to turn here. Comes in with the number 10, releasing allegiances. And so there is that piece. You might be going somewhere to close something out, right? It may not be you're going somewhere to begin something there, but more this is an essential piece to close something out there so you can move into the expansion of some new alliances on the other side of this. And I'm curious what's behind this releasing allegiances. I want to see what's on the other side of that. Be the hunter, not the hunted. Okay? This could be around a Sagittarius because we do have the Wheel of Fortune energy here. And then with the number 8, this could be somebody you share a history with. There could have been something that went down in the past. There could have been a little deception there, or there could be something that's hidden there, or there could be a bit of magic there that maybe is unraveling. Maybe it's in relation to this individual. Maybe something you set in motion a while ago. It looked like what you wanted to create, but now you've gained some wisdom that makes you realize you need to let that shit go. There's something that needs to transform here. Number 8 could be significant. Okay, Scorpio, it is your house. I also think of the Strength card in Tarot. So there could be a Leo connected to this as well. Life Path 8 could be involved in the situation. Be the hunter, not the hunted. Okay, so you may have felt like, because that energy came in for Leo about the fears, sort of like the fears haunting. So you may feel like there's something that haunts you from your past, but it's just needing to be closed out properly. So it's not kind of lingering behind you. And the freedom that gives you and what manifests there and rises up out of it, it really transforms your life, okay? It's a bit of magic in that, yeah. And look, I see after the storm, do you see? It's like the vehicle forward. It is like the sun rising here. Like there is something that carries you forward in a new way when you take your power back. And it might require some kind of closure here. This energy coming in. You'll see. You'll see. Every journey begins with a single step. I hear that's just the first step in what will be quite a ride. Quite a ride to the top, let me tell you, okay? Because what you want wants you. It's going to shock you the way this pans out. Okay? Okay, let's see. Take a little sip here. Aquarius coming in at 127.13. Okay, Aquarius. Something's transforming. You have to really step into your own wisdom here. Trust your inner voice. You're entering an initiatory gateway. There is something you're letting go. There's something you're releasing here. It feels like a death. It's just a transformation point. There's always rebirth on the other side of what closes. Let's see what is coming in here for you, Aquarius. So, culmination point. Something's coming to a close. And there's many ways that that can manifest. It can even be just closing a chapter. Choosing to move forward in a different way. Your beliefs changing, having a different perspective. It can be an actual death. Physical death. Integrating that experience. It can be really just respecting the ending of a time in your life, a chapter in your life. It can be a relationship. There can be many, many layers of this. So let's see what comes through here. Follow your own rhythm as you move through these changes. Coming in with the number 5, Hierophant energy. So yes, trust your own voice here. There could be a Taurus connected to this situation. This can also be you sort of like really giving over the reins and just kind of trusting a higher force to direct your moves. Like just giving it over and saying, okay, direct me. What do I need to do? Where do I need to go? What is the right path? What is the right choice? Guide me. I'll follow. You know, there could be a little of that energy that came in the opener there. Okay, let's see what this is about. What is coming in here for Aquarius? Something wanted to come out and then it went back in. Okay, There might be like a little indecision here. There's a little trepidation. Wow, it's coming out. For all of you, man. Butterfly medicine, real strong. Blockage. There's blockage. Somebody is a little choked up. Somebody doesn't know how to express what they need to express. Somebody's been feeling a lot of pain, but they've been holding it all inside. And there is a need to express what one's feeling, not hold it all inside. Somebody's choked up. There could be an air sign connected to this. This could be around old grief you're holding. This could be about a transformational process that's underway that's affecting you very profoundly. And you know something important is happening here, but you don't quite know how to articulate it. And so you're keeping it to yourself. Excuse me. My goodness. Yes. Coming in with the number 6. Venus energy. Also Gemini energy. So yeah, it's something that needs to be communicated from the heart, not knowing how to articulate it. And it's okay. It's not time yet. Maybe it's just the birth of the awareness. Let yourself sit with it a bit. Let yourself feel what you're feeling there. Okay? There's a lot of wisdom that's coming through just allowing yourself to feel it and be, you know, quiet with your own internal experience of it at this time. It doesn't really look like it's time for action. It's a time for self-knowledge. What am I feeling? Where am I really at? How is transformation wanting to be expressed through me at this time? And just listening. Letting yourself listen to what you're feeling. Maybe you've been listening to too many people outside of yourself. You need to listen to yourself. You need to reclaim your own voice. And this includes your intuitive voice, your internal voice. All right? To know the best way forward. To know the best way forward so you can activate your self-knowledge for this transformation. I do see there's pearls of wisdom that come through. I also see there's a lightness of being that does come in on the other side of this. And it creates new birth in your life. And you're really nurturing this. You know how precious this is, this new beginning. Oh, and look at this. I'm shuffling it upright. I don't normally do that. I just realized. Oh, look, it's coming through really strongly for you. What do you feel? All right, Aquarius? Apples and oranges, you know. Everybody with an opinion, everybody with an idea about what you need to bring to a completion and what will mean success for you and what you should do. But this is really about you tuning into what you feel and activating your wisdom here. It brings transformation in yourself now. It's also about you really creating the kind of world that you want to see for yourself. And it's coming in with number 26 here. You need to get really rooted in, okay? Work with the tree medicine. Get rooted in. Relax the hold of darkness. Be at cause. This is when you want to build the light, okay? Focus on the light you want to build in your life. And what you do have going on a foundational level that's rooted in your past, that's rooted in your experiences within your family, your early upbringing, whatever this is, allow it to be foundational for what you weave into being now, because there's light that comes through it, even if there's wounds there, even if there's pain there. There is light that comes through it. There's wisdom that comes through it. And this will help you. So build a lot of light in your life. And it can help if you just start looking for the light in your life, especially when you're going through a passage like this. It'll help generate your power. If you look at everything you have to be grateful for, builds a lot of light, I find, okay? Yes. This is also having the strength. You do have the strength to navigate this. Don't let the heaviness take a hold, because things are going to lighten up here. Okay, more details for Aquarius. Oh, Aquarius, I mean, you're really feeling this. You are feeling it. Yes, it makes sense why all that blockage around the throat chakra came in, the Mercury square Uranus. You are really feeling this, for sure. How do I communicate this? How do I communicate this? Could be with a Leo, potentially. That 8 energy that came in there. How do I communicate this? Leo rising, Aquarius descendant. You all have been showing up real strong in this read. What do I need to communicate here? How can I express it? How can I express it in a way that builds the light instead of creating more darkness or staying in the darkness? Right? And this card was left upright from last round, okay? New birth, guarded vigilantly. Yes, be mindful of this. The words you speak, they weave things in motion. Absolutely, it will have quite an effect. So think about how you can build the light, all right? Really use your wisdom here, what you've learned from dropping in with yourself. So it feels like a lot of deep listening coming in for you right now. So you can reclaim your voice and what you need to communicate here. That seems like it's really essential. Because whatever you communicate here, it's going to create transformation. Ooh, yes. Wow, it's coming through so strongly. There you are, number 17, your card, the Star. Yeah, there is something that you are transforming here. To me, it looks like you're opening up to receive. You're like, okay, I'm ready to receive whatever I need to do, whatever's needed for transformation. Like, I let go of my own plans. You guide me. This is embracing a transformational process. And there is a bit of magic that's being activated here. It comes in with the number 5, defend to the end the worthwhile. So you know there is something worth taking a stand for here. This is worth standing on business for. And there's been a lot of heartache here. But I feel like you've really gained a sense of personal empowerment. You understand your worth. You understand your value. This could be around difficult experiences you've had in the past, around deception. This could have to do with difficult experiences you've had in the past with somebody who is in a position of authority and you felt really hampered by that. This could be grief that you've been carrying around with you for a long time that has something to do with even some kind of institution, and it gives me more the idea of like societal institution. This could be related to a marriage and something that has needed to transform, something that has shifted, something that will never be the same again. There could be a Taurus connected to this experience, but we see that there is a potential here. There is a cosmic egg of creation, and this is worth defending. There's something on the other side of the grief that's worth defending here. And I think that you're going to allow yourself to be directed toward what that is exactly. It almost feels like really wanting to give the reins over to a higher sort of guidance. Show me the change that's needed. Show me what is worth defending to the end. What do I need to really stand up and represent? I'm giving it over to you. You pour into me what's needed for healing, and then I will understand the waterway. I'll know how to set it in motion. I'll know how to bring about the transformation. Then I'll be ready to communicate it. Then I'll be ready to speak it. And withholding from speaking certain words as well, until really getting clear on where they're being sourced from. Because there is something here about healing grief, healing trauma, healing past patterns, and the way that the words can create certain things. They speak things into existence. I feel like the power of your words is really coming on board here, and there's a certain mindfulness in speech that is required here. Your words will have a ripple effect. So if you are experiencing blockage in the throat, it may be that it isn't time to speak, but it's time to let the emotional waters settle so you can gain clarity and you can drop in and you can really feel out what is needed here, what is worth defending, because only when you're truly in alignment with that truth will you know what is worth transforming. Only then will you be able to actively build the light. In order to build the light, you need to know what's worth transforming. It has to be like your star, you know, that thing that does give you hope. It's your focus. This is worth transforming. I'm willing to defend this. I'm willing to put my energy into this. I'm trusting this path. Look, power of attraction. Number 13. Could be a Scorpio connected to this. Number 4 coming in there as well. Emperor energy. Could be Aries connected to this. This is meeting eye to eye with someone and building the light together. Maybe this is taking the risk to open yourself up to somebody and saying, I need your support right now. And instead of it being one person holding all the power, really bringing your power together in a way that creates a beautiful synergy here, where you're supporting each other. Also, there's somebody you're very drawn to here. You feel the power of attraction. And it may feel a bit of an initiatory gateway just opening up to it. It can feel like you're entering death's gateway as you step into this, because it can be the shedding away of an old identity, the way that you've habitually seen your connections, you know. Or this could be somebody that's really opening your mind to a whole new philosophy of life, or leading you down a path that you never would have explored before. And there's something about it that's cracking you open, and in a way it's shedding an old identity. It's releasing an old role. It's seeing somebody as if you're seeing them for the first time ever. Even though you've looked in their eyes countless times and you've sensed something there, you can never really touch on the full empowerment or meaning of it until you can see it in your own eyes, in your own reflection. I feel like you're getting really close to that point here. You're getting really close to that point here. For that 4 energy to come in, I feel like this unfoldment process happens with this individual with the Hunter's Moon that comes in Aries in October. There's an attraction point there, magnetically drawn to another. Like a moth to a flame. There is a little bit of that quality there. It feels like that, okay? A moth to a flame. There's sort of this in tandem, like the shadows in tandem. The shadow is a little timid about approaching the light because it knows it's its transformation point. Like There will be no more cloaking of energies. There will be no more hiding out. There will be no more secrets. Everything's spilled. This is really fully stepping into the light of transparency. And it doesn't end up being the thing that's one's undoing. It's one's release. It's one's freedom. It's one's liberation. And it's what allows them to receive. It's what allows the other to pour into them. It brings about this beautiful synergy and sharing of power and building of light together through the connection. Really gorgeous message there. Any more details around this? Any more details around this for Aquarius? Any more details around this for Aquarius? There's a lot of Sagittarius reference here with the owl. Sagittarius is owl on the medicine wheel. Whatever this is, it does expand your worldview. Whatever this is, it may even have you looking at your spirituality through a very different lens than you've looked at it before, that creates a lot more room to maneuver. It can weave a bit of magic into your life. You may be discovering magic. Some of you may be taking up the path of alchemy, maybe to a whole other level, maybe working with someone, maybe on a more shamanistic level, just some of these energies that are coming through. You may be learning from an elder. Some of you have indigenous roots. I'm getting grandmother spider energy coming through pretty strongly here. This is some kind of initiation. Ooh, we got Raven here. Yes, for some of you, it's magical initiation. Raven is Libra. Comes through on the west, on the medicine wheel. There's a lot of protection here. There's also a lot of beauty that wants to come into your awareness. And there's something very deep rooted. It's being guided ancestrally, but there's also like threads of connection here. And even though it feels like a death, there's a lot of protection moving through this gateway of initiation, and it's not the death. It's the inception point, you see? The cosmic egg of creativity is what's on the other side. It's rebirth. It's really beautiful. Comes in with the number 44. 8. You both hold power equally. That's how you're able to see eye to eye with each other. You both hold power equally. Comes to 8 energy. Scorpio energy there too. Okay. 44 synchronicity number in relation to this. You're definitely going beyond normal with this connection. And it's going to come in at the 11th hour through myriads of synchronicities that will be like a golden light bulb going off in your head. There's something quite miraculous about the synchronicities that lead to the inception of this. And it might be the timing of it that's quite intense too. I think it's on the other side of a deep dive though. I say this because I'm noticing this this chain coming out of the mouth. Long time ago, I did a dance. That was like a ritual dance. I like to work with dance creatively in that way to express like certain spiritual processes. So this could be something that's coming through for you. And I did a dance around Lilith and that whole experience of being exiled and being shunned and being cast aside, and the journey to empowerment and the embodiment of self-knowledge. And there was a point in the dance where I really wanted to exemplify this sort of like imagery of not casting pearls before swine. And so it was a little hard to pull off, but I had like a pearl necklace held within my mouth as I opened up to the performance, and then I pulled out the pearls and I cast them at the audience. So there could be something about this too. Maybe being recognized for something that you have to offer, some brilliance whose time has come, and something that is being highlighted here. It's a lot of wisdom coming through, but there's also that sense of you might have shared these parts of you with other people who did not really understand how precious it was. You cast your pearls before swine. Now you know the right person to share it with. Now you know who is worthy of these pearls. There's a lot of synchronicities that lead up to this. And when you arrive here, it seems to come at the 11th hour. It's like all lights on in the room. Something's really understood, and it gets the cogs turning. Gets the cogs turning, not just for you, but another. There's definitely like a partnered process that's coming in here. Okay, let me do a cut of the deck around this. See what we got. New birth, guarded vigilantly, comes in again so strongly. This is a brand new vision coming in. There is something beautiful that comes out of the challenges of the past. Empress energy. Look at that inspiration, whole new community, a lot of productivity, a lot of synergy, a lot of sweetness, so much growing coming into being here. I love this. This card also, just because of its association with the Empress and all the bee reference and the kind of like honeycomb reference, it really reminds me of like that honey flow, and it makes me think of Oshun. Okay, there could be an Oshun connection for somebody here. Empress energy, the birth of creativity. Or this could be somebody you view as your Empress, or you could be finally recognizing, I'm the Empress, right? Yes, after the storm, you recognize your true power here. You see through the deception and you weave something magic into being. It's your vehicle forward with the Merkaba there. Yeah, big transformation point for you. Okay, coming in with that Gemini energy. Very powerful, okay? This looks good, so prepare for initiation. It looks like you're going through some kind of spiritual initiation here, Aquarius. I mean, it makes sense. There could be a Sagittarius connected, number 14, Temperance. You could be a Sagittarius. You could have a strong Aquarius placement. That coming in too. Potent, potent, potent. All right. And finally, we're going to close out with Taurus. Taurus coming in at 152.45. Right. You may have to step forward alone, Taurus, initially. That might be what's required. There might be a severance of a particular path of exploration. Something's coming to a close. You have to kind of get lost out there for a while. Find your own way. It's a necessary part of your journey. There could be a Virgo that is connected to this. Just coming in with that 9 energy signature. I also feel like you just closed up, or you're about to close up a major karmic cycle here. Well, I mean, we all are, but I think this is really emphasizing going your own way. So this could be like a key relationship that's coming to a close. There's something that's been completed here. It requires you to go your own way for a while. And there's wisdom in this. All right. Let's see what this is for Taurus. What's coming in for Taurus here? What is coming in for Taurus here? Oh, big, bold vision is what's coming in for you. Some of you feel a real connection to Egypt. There's something in your bones that's awakening here. You have a new vision that requires you to move into productivity. You might work better alone on this at first, but the community will come. There could be a Capricorn connected to this. There could be tricky elements involved in this situation, But I do see something's brewing here. You're moving into productivity. You got a big, bold, brand new vision here. Let's see what this is about, Taurus. So it looks like you're connecting with new people. You're working on something here. This could be a new vision you have with your work. For some of you, there could be a connection to Egypt in relation to this, or there could be something in a key connection where these people that you're connecting with, or the karmic cycle you're closing that is related to a life you had in Egypt. She feels, she knows. 22 energy, synchronicity you share with somebody, like just a soul recognition you share with somebody. It feels really powerful, like, I know you. You're the emperor. Rather, you're the pharaoh. I remember you. Could be coming in with the Aries energy. You could have a strong Aries placement in your chart. You could know that it is time for you to really step up into your power. Time to let yourself be seen, right? Peacock energy. You know it. You feel it. You know it. You were in this position before. Some of you really feel like past life connection to Egypt. You may be dealing with a lot of people, like a soul group that you all shared a life in Egypt with. It's been complicated. Oh, yes. There's been magic thrown about. There's been deception. There's been subterfuge. Coming in with the number 8, be the hunter, not the hunted. Yeah, you may have even felt like some energies were trailing you. At times you may have felt hunted down by your past. Sagittarian reference here. Number 8 coming in, Scorpio energy. Okay. Yeah, there's something here about the cycles of life. Scorpio territory there. Life, death, rebirth, you know. I feel like this is something you've been working through. And you know it too. You're like, I know it. I know we shared a life. I know this was an issue we had before. You may even recognize characters that you dealt with before. It has a little sense of that. Like something feels like, you know, there's a little bit of magic weaving through this situation. And some of you know some alchemists. And there is some magic weaving through the situation. There are things that are hidden. You can sense there's more that's operating beneath the surface. You know you don't have all the details. And you know at the root of it all is power. There's also past connections there. There's past connections there. You have the strength to overcome what held you back in the past. There could be like a Leo connected to this. But there's an answered prayer coming in here. And it is coming in with the harvest moon. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just with all this other energy coming in the Egypt reference, but it's making me think of Maat. And it's making me think of the feather lighter than the heart. And it looks like an answered prayer. Maybe because you did lighten up your heart in some way. Maybe you made, those of you who are drawn to Egyptian, I'm hearing magic. You may have made some kind of offering to Maat. It was well received. There's some kind of answered prayer that comes in here. Brings about cosmic law and order. This will be illuminated with the harvest moon. This could be connected to a Virgo with the number 27 coming in there. Okay. Really beautiful energy. So something's transformed. That's kind of how I'm seeing it too. Like the owl feathers are being transformed. Something's not hidden anymore. There's not this deceptive influence anymore. There's transformation here. There's a balance that's occurring, and it allows one to receive what's needed to rise up out of the South Node and come into alignment with the true path here. And maybe into power with another where you both hold power equally. Okay, let's see what this is. Just more details about this, please. For Taurus. Any characters you could be dealing with. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, a Scorpio, a Virgo, a Leo in relation to this. And there we got power of attraction flipped right up. All right. Number 13, Scorpio energy, pretty strong there. Also breaks down to 4, Aries connection coming in here. All right. It's wild. Bottom of the deck energy, legacy of light. Look at that. Wow. Do you see lifetimes after lifetimes? Like there's like some kind of linking energy here. Power of attraction. Number 7, Cancerian energy. It's the chariot that leads you forward. It's a legacy of light. It's like there's something about your connection when it comes together. It builds power. It's a light-giving force. And that's why you feel so inexplicably drawn to each other. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And in some cases, I got this could be like a soul group. This is like star mates coming into alignment here. Something that wasn't resolved in that lifetime back there. It feels like a lifetime in ancient Egypt is coming through to a place of culmination. Something has been transformed. Something's been balanced out. Once the heart is lighter than the feather. Okay? But first, there might need to be a lesson. I can see this too, right? In order to find that balance where the heart becomes lighter than the feather, and then there's the answering of a prayer, there might need to first be receiving the wisdom that comes through the judgment of the times when the converse was true. So I'm saying that there's a feather up in the sky. The cloud's forming a feather, but it's a dark cloud. So there's like something that's seen on the other side that actually sets you up to be able to receive what lightens the heart, right? What gives the release that lightens the heart, that opens the way to this power of attraction with somebody you're meant to come into alignment with. You meet eye to eye. You share power here. It's really beautiful. Really beautiful energy. It's the legacy of light. In some cases, there could be a child that's shared here, all right, as well. Cancerian energy coming in there, okay? More details about this for Taurus. More details about this for Taurus. This is also getting really focused on what do you want to receive? Do you know? Are you really clear about that? Create some space to really think about what you want to receive. And sometimes I tell people the best way to sort of hone in on that is not to put too structured of a framework around it, but instead to ask yourself, just drop in with yourself and ask yourself, what is one word that encapsulates the quality that I want to receive? And I'm getting drawn to do something I didn't do for the other signs here. These goddess guidance cards, they feature one word on them. So let's see what goddess comes through here. Let's get you one word that maybe can give you an initial point of exploration around that. And then you can find other keys that unlock more doors of perception for you. All right, let's see what this is. What is Taurus needing to receive in order to open up to this connection, this power of attraction, this legacy of light that wants to come in for Taurus? What does Taurus need to focus on? Because to be the hunter, that makes me think of really having clear focus. It also makes me think of the hunter moon. So this is really about on the other side of this harvest moon, and after receiving the lesson, then that opens up the road. I mean, it's road opening for everybody. No matter what the judgment is that goes down there, there's a new way forward, right? No matter how that balance comes about. But there's a need to have an understanding here about what are you focusing on? What is your single point of focus? So that it draws in this power of attraction that builds the light in your life. And it looks like power you build with another. There's two people here building this light together. Well, there's two words here. Divine passion, Pele. Look at that. A lot of fire energy. A lot that's been held within that needs to bubble up to the surface and be released so it can form new land. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? Where is your heart fire? This is key. You have to know this in order to be the hunter, not the hunted. In order to attract to you what is going to move you into that true empowerment and also activate your divine passion, your divine purpose. There could be a Hawaii connection. All right, let me get one word here. That's sort of a basis of the matter. One word here, please. I gotta find the right word. I'm searching for the word. I know what I want. I just don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to express it. I don't know what to call it. It's just something I sense right now, but there's so much that's shrouded around it. And there it is. Fell right in my lap. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Well, you're going to find out. Ishtar. Boundaries. Ishtar also does the deep dive into the underworld to integrate experiences, sheds, and adornment at each of the gates. Each of the gates of the underworld before arriving before Ish Kriegel for judgment. And then through this process of deep integration, absolutely lightens up, earns the wings, rises as Inanna, Queen of the Heavens. The illumination comes. But this looks like learning proper boundaries, like where do you need to have good boundaries? And sometimes boundaries are an expression of love. Boundaries can be an expression of love. And it goes both ways. Sometimes you do need to say, no, that's enough. Not only because it's not good for you, but it's not good for the other as well. Boundaries can be liberating. In other cases, this is about respecting another's boundaries. Respecting a no. Respecting when somebody says, this is not what I want to invest in, or this is not where I want to direct my energy. That may be why you need to go your own way initially, that piece coming in. But there is a transformation point where the right person, the right opportunity is drawn to you. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. So I feel like this is your word of exploration, boundaries. This is going to clue you in during this cycle to the word that really lets you know what you want to receive, what that quality is. It's something that can only be understood perhaps when you stop giving your time and energy to a certain person, a certain focus, a certain place, a certain situation, and then it will become more clear, okay? I felt like that really wanted to come in for you. But Ishtar, after the deep dive, she's always on the rise, but there's some false adornments that need to be shed along the way, like things maybe that have been just sort of routine or were attached to because of familiarity, or maybe because of what they provide, like a certain status or certain opportunities that come in tow or certain advantages. But they end up falling a little flat over time, you know, and sometimes that can't really be understood until you can pull away a little bit and disconnect your energy from the other enough to get into your own energy again and really feel out what are you really wanting, you know? There's a little enmeshment here, I feel, that's acting as a bit of a blind spot, but the way through will be found. Okay, give me final details about this for Taurus. Trust yourself, Taurus. Okay, so if you've been turning to other people, asking them for their advice, what you should do, coming in with the number 31 there. 31 makes me think of Halloween. It makes me think of when things come to a close, but also, you know, it's the beginning of the turning of the wheel again. So I feel like by the 31st, something really transforms there. You could be dealing with a Scorpio in relation to this. Also breaks down to 4. There could be like an Emperor energy connected to this as well. Aries energy. But this looks like just like so much growth, so much beauty, so much transformation here. Communication opening up. Communication that comes first through diving deep, doing a bit of journeying, and really integrating spiritually one's own personal journey before it can be articulated externally. But once you've really stored up that power from those roots, oh, I love it. Look, you're ready to dream a beautiful new dream into being. And there's happiness here with the number 19, you see? This is when you're really making your energy real clear. You're really getting tapped in here. And it's activating that empowerment that creates the transformation. There's a lot of growth and a lot of beauty that's going to come into your life on the other side of this. There's a lot of new connections. There could be something that's happening online, certainly, but I feel like you're coming online. You're coming on board. We see the chakras are really lit up. The crown is lit. A new vision is coming in. And it's also the world. So it's very dualistic, because when we look at the world in tarot, it's when one cycle comes to a close. And what comes to a close? The fixed becomes closed. Okay? And a new way opens, and it's that 0 point. And stepping through that gateway when you don't know what's on the other side, but you know the way is clear, and you know you're going somewhere where you've never gone before. Whatever this is, it's the successful completion of a karmic cycle. And there's also congratulations in order on the other side of that when you step through that gateway, because what it brings into view is something that is really symbolic of all your growth and all those lessons you've learned, and it guarantees success. It'll bring a lot of happiness. Sun energy, Leo could be connected to this, okay? It could be an Aries connected to this. You could have a strong Aries placement in your chart. If you do, you should really be activating that Aries fire at that time, okay? There's something there. Take the initiative to think outside of the box. And I am seeing this like shark energy show up here. This shark energy show up in the clouds. So yeah, there may be a moment of awakening that comes in here, because it makes me think of that card that came in on the collective read here. And again, there could be a Hawaii connection in relation to this. Yeah, there's some kind of big release of energy here that might make you feel a little bit like you're in survival mode initially. But if you just keep it moving, you're going to be just fine. You'll learn how to surf this wave. You'll learn how to surf it so expertly. You could even surf Jaws, which is like a monster wave that many pro surfers look out for in Hawaii. Okay, so there could be a Hawaii connection here. But there's also like this big release of energy. Some energy that's been stored up for a long time. I mean, sometimes it can be strong words. There may need to be boundaries around that. That might be what needs to happen. Like kind of taking a stand and saying, okay, that goes beyond the line of what's acceptable for me. But I feel like it's really cathartic, because it brings creative energy forward that forms a new way into the future. Also, something does come in here. It is a wake-up call. It's tidal wave energy, but it's cleansing. It's cleansing. And I'm hearing it's all about how you surf it, all right? So there may be a judgment that comes in here that it does clear a lot of air. It might feel like it's a lot, right? It might make you feel in survival mode a little bit. You might feel like somebody is, you know, causing problems for you, or is out to get you, or is just stirring things up for you. But really, something transformational is happening here so that you can be lined up to receive the answers to a prayer that puts you in alignment with a very special person here. It's like your mirror, okay? Somebody that you build power with. Power of attraction is what's on the other side. But it takes a big wake-up call to get there. Let me tell you, but when you get to the other side of it, there's a beautiful dream you're weaving into being. Okay, cut of the deck to cap this off and close this out. What do we got? So yeah, stay focused on the light, because there's protection around this new vision coming in. And it is something that does bring the sun back into your life. It's something that fills you with a lot of joy. Okay, there might be a significant connection to Leo, or something happens in Leo season. There could be a Sagittarius connected to this. It's the Wheel of Fortune turning, so stay focused on the light. This is the beginning of a big, bold vision. And it all comes back around again. But this time, you can weave it into being in a new way that brings a lot of sweetness and synergy. And whatever you speak into existence here, it brings everlasting life. There could be a Capricorn connected with this. Also, breaks down to 6. That's Venusian energy. That is your energy. We brought the Ma'at piece in. There could be a Libra connected to this. Whatever this is, this looks very good. So stay true to you. Know when to keep your boundaries. Ride it out. Surf it out. No matter how big the waves get, if you just give yourself over to the flow, it will carry you to new land. And I think you'll like what you see when you get there.